I am so excited to use this. This is Love Notes from Beauty Bay. I just got this in the mail a few days ago, and I just think that the color story is beautiful. I've actually heard that the quality isn't the best for Beauty Bay, which scares me a little bit because I am currently also testing out the Midnight palette. It's tricky, let me tell you. So I really have high hopes for this, and therefore I hope I'm not disappointed, but let's see. This is what the front looks like. It's so pretty. And here we go. This is the inside. And this palette color story really just spoke to me. And even though I did just get the Midnight palette, I really wanted this one more. Way more of like an everyday wearable palette, but still has the shimmers and the pops of color. Let's get started. I do want to prime my eyes. I'm just going to use some e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. You don't have to do this, but I like to do under my eyes as well, just because they are so dark. It kind of throws me off if I do my eyeshadow first and I don't do my under eyes as well. Like, no matter what I do, I just feel like it looks really bad. So I'm gonna really shellac on this concealer, and I let that sit for a little bit, and now I'm gonna blend it out. I'm gonna take a big fluffy brush and go into the color called Cotton, and this is really the lightest shade in the palette that is closest to my skin tone, and I'm just gonna set that concealer because I want all the shadows to really be able to glide on smoothly. Let's see, I'm gonna go into Angel right over here and start using that as my transition shade. Just using an e.l.f. blending brush, and I'm gonna put that pretty much all over the crease area, and then a little bit above and a little bit below. And I really don't have a plan. I typically don't go into eyeshadow looks with a plan, so I kind of just go the way the wind blows me. This is not like a super pigmented color or anything. It's really just a light wash of pink. I'm gonna go into Cheeks now, which is right next to Angel, and it's just like a darker version of that dusty mauve tone. And I'm gonna put that in the outer corner. Okay, this one is much more pigmented, as you can see. So I'm going to do a light layer. I don't want it to get patchy. And then I'm going to slightly blend it in to the crease area, just slightly. As someone with hooded eyes, I feel like the most important step of my eyeshadow routine is to put down that V first and then go from there, because if I don't have that V in the beginning, everything kind of just turns out like total crap. So that is my #1 priority when I am doing this outer corner deeper shade, is to start building the dimension and also build the eventual shape for the eyeshadow. This is a pretty color, however, I am noticing that a little bit in this corner right out here, it's looking a little bit patchy. It's a light color, so it's not as noticeable as other patchy shades can be, but definitely a little patchy. And I'm gonna take that same brush and go into Cotton, which was that original shade that I put down, and just go over the inner corner so I can get some of that brightness back. I brought the pink shade a little bit too far in. Maybe I should go in with the shimmers now. Let me swatch all the shimmers and then I will show you, and I can pick out which one I want to do. Bellini, which is this really pretty like rose gold color. I'm not flipping you off, but we have Chandelier in the middle, which is more of a satin shimmer, not so much an actual glitter. Then we have Candlestick, which is a beautiful, more so bronzy shimmer. And then Pillow, which is like a really light pinky purple shimmer. All four of these first ones are more so the neutral ones in the palette as far as the shimmers and the glitters go, and they're all really beautiful. Now let me go into the second four, which are the more so bright, shocking colors. We have Princess, which is a really cool, it reminds me of like Xenon, outer space, galactic type of purple shimmer. And this middle one is Cupid, which is like a bright pink moment. Then we have this one over here, kind of a deeper version of Princess. And then last but not least, we have Confetti, which is a lighter pink with a little bit more red in it. So I'm really liking all of these. I would say I'm liking Bellini the most. I've only used 2 palettes from Beauty Bay, this one right now, and then the Midnight palette. So can't say this about all of their palettes, but I do think that their shimmer formula is really nice and really punchy. And I'm just gonna take that on my finger and press that all over the lid. I have a setting spray here, but I don't even think that I need it. It is a very, very pretty shimmer. I'm gonna go ahead and take a small brush now and go into the darkest color, which is called Ruby. And now I'm going to really focus this in the outer corners and in the crease, but just be much, much more detailed. Oh, that's very, very nice together. Both the Ruby and the Bellini match really nicely. I did notice though, the Beauty Bay formula, at least for the mattes, can be a little bit patchy, especially when you go over shimmers. So I am noticing that a little bit with this deeper color here. I'm gonna keep packing it on and see if I can get rid of some of that patchiness. Right over there, it's just looking patchy. It's a shame because this deeper color is really, really pretty, but it's definitely looking patchy. Let me go into a bigger brush now and just kind of blend that out because I don't know that I'm gonna be able to get it to not look patchy, honestly. Try to intensify that a little bit. I'm gonna take that smaller brush again and just go into this area that is looking the patchiest, and take that bigger brush now again and just blend out the edges so they don't look like a harsh mess. I'm gonna have to go in with more glitter, but before I do that, I'm going back into cotton and going to bring that through the inner crease area. I'm not surprised, just based on the experience I had with the other palette I keep talking about. The darker the color was, the patchier it seemed to get. But I'm just gonna keep layering it up and hopefully that'll help. Seems like when you have a patchy color, that more so just needs to be packed on rather than blended out. All right, I'm gonna go in with a flat brush now, and this way I can be more precise with the glitter. So yeah, I definitely would say go in with the mattes first and perfect that look that you want, and then go in with the shimmer last. I'm taking a clean brush here and I just want to blend out that inner area a little bit more. All right, let me go do what I did on this side, and I will be right back. Yeah, patchy on this side too. So I'm just gonna really go in there and build up the pigment and hopefully get rid of some of the patchiness, but this darker shade is definitely patchy. Okay, I think that is the look for now. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up everything with a makeup wipe so I have a nice sharp edge and no fallout. I do have some pink fallout and then some glitter on my face. Here's the completed look. Overall, I did like this palette. I don't love it, but I like it. It's very consistent with the other Beauty Bay formula I have tried and what I've heard of Beauty Bay, which is that the darker mattes don't go over shimmers very easily, and they definitely don't. Also, the darker the matte gets, the more patchy it is, which I also agree with. But that's what I've noticed with these two palettes in particular. I don't regret buying it. I definitely love the color story. Like, this color story is the perfect color story in my opinion. You have your neutrals, you have your pinks, and you have your purples. That's like all I ever want to use anyways. So I am really, really pleased with that. If I had to pick the Midnight palette or this, I would definitely pick this. The Love Notes, it's definitely more my vibe. And I learned also that the blues don't look good on me. So I'd really only go for the purples from that palette anyways. And this has more than enough purple for me. But that is it for me today. Thank you so much for being here and watching my content. If you liked it, please subscribe to my channel. Even if you didn't like it, please subscribe anyways. Why not? You're still here. No, but really, if you did like my content, please come back. Thank you so much again, and I will see you in my next video.